the female sector a lot more than the male when we're talking about unemployment. A lot of females have lost their jobs. The percentage is very, very much higher than the male one. And that translates into there is a lot more to do for us, voicing our rights and being able to fight together and support one another. So that's reason number 2. And reason number 3, I guess I have 4. I was going to say 3, but I guess I have 4. Third one is because I would like to honor and celebrate those who already left us for whatever they did. From back years of our right to vote, for fighting for our salary to be as good or as bad as the male ones, and also for our just the way the world see us sometimes as, oh, or you're too bossy, or all those words that sometimes we get tagged on, when if it was just the same personality in a male, it would just be called leader, it would just be called assertive, and it's not the case yet. So there's a lot more to do, and I guess my 4th reason, and that goes deep in my heart, is because as females, we also fight some other diseases and some other conditions just because we are females. And I just wanted to leave it there. Ladies, I want you guys to introduce yourself. So I'm going to start by Nala, just because I see her in the upper left corner. Nala, who are you? What do you do? And where are you now?
Hi everyone, happy International Women's Day. I wish we had like champagne or something for all of us to raise a glass and celebrate. But my name is Nala Kamaladin. I am actually from Bahrain. I was born and raised in Bahrain. Bahrain is a very tiny island in the Middle East, in the Persian Gulf. I came to the United States for law school, and I graduated. Now I'm an immigration attorney. I've been working at the Immigration Law Clinic at the law school as a professor and a supervising attorney at the clinic. So I teach the students and also supervise them and work on immigration cases. And recently I decided to open my own practice, open my own law firm, which has been, a dream of mine. And so, I'm going to be the owner, founder of Kamaladin Law. So yeah, that's me. And I look forward to learning more about all the other women on this panel.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that opening. You deserve it. And so much success and best wishes for you in your career as a law attorney in law, or law in attorney. How do you say that?
We have so many names, whatever you want to call me. You can just call me Nala.
So thank you, Nala, for joining us today. On the right side, upper right side, we have Sam. We have the pleasure to know you, some of us, but for those who don't, please let us know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Sam Suarez. I am the owner of the Suarez Design Group, which is a new adventure for me. Actually, when we were preparing for this, I realized I'm nearing a year now since I've decided to become self-employed. But I'm a graphic designer. As I know I mentioned, I did have a working relationship with her at Real Estate Chicago, but now it's now we have our own relationship as Ainoa and the Suarez Design Group. But I think I'm like the youngest in entrepreneurial years in this group. I think everybody here has kind of been has a lot more experience than I do, so I'm actually really excited to learn a handful of things from you ladies here. But yeah, that's me. I live in Chicago. I think I didn't mention that. But
awesome. Well, I will now. Oh, Renata, thank you, Sam, and thank you for the flyer, because the flyer is awesome flyer. It's actually designed and created by Sam. So thank you.
Yes,
that she cannot charge us to do it. So that's a contribution that she did because she wanted to give a little bit of hers to this event. Thank you. We have now Renata. She is right below Nella on my screen.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, hello. I will show my beautiful flowers once more. I'm sending them out to you, beautiful women. All of you, every single one of you. Until we believe we're beautiful inside and out, nothing else is working. So I'm Renata Krobach-Pyrek. I'm a branch manager here at Fairway. I have owned a mortgage company since I was 23 for almost 18 years. And just about 4 years ago, I joined Fairway to serve my customers and my realtors even better, to have bigger platform and more opportunities. So now I have like a little, I would say, franchise. It's what it would look like, a branch of Fairway. Not only I serve customers with their mortgages, but my passion is to, since it's been 20 plus years, my passion is to help other women, and I say women because in my office I don't discriminate, but I have 99% women. It's 24 of us, and it's somehow I attract women when I don't pick to hire women, but somehow I attract women. My passion is to help women to become the best version of themselves and coach them, as I've been coached many years, and coach them back to believe in themselves. And there's many opportunities, and within my sector is usually loan officers and realtors and my staff, and of course anybody that I can serve. I appreciate it.
Awesome, Renata. Thank you. And you're also a great educator, motivator, mentor. Even if you don't know, I know I mentioned this to you before, but now even more. And that's why I reach out to you, because you might not know, but you're amazing. And I wanted you to be in this platform as well. She's very powerful. We'll go into more questions. Thank you, Renata.
Thank you, I know.
Brooke, you're in the middle. Brooke, you have to say how we met too. But yeah, so Brooke, let us know who you are.
So hello, yeah, my name is Brooke Bailey.
I muted you instead of muting me. Sorry. Unmute yourself.
No, you're okay. Yeah, my name is Brooke Bailey. I'm a portrait photographer. I specialize in personal branding portraiture for professionals to use in their marketing, as well as personal portraiture for people to use, to create wall art for their homes and stuff like that. So specializing specifically in studio portraiture. I originated and built my business in Chicago, Illinois, but am now located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And yeah, actually I know when I was creating my new portfolio to use in my marketing, and I approached her to ask her if she wanted to be photographed. So that's actually how we met. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And your photos are by far the best I have ever had. And I was just telling my ladies here in the office and even outside, I'm like, we need to book a weekend to Albuquerque to see my girl and get all of us a group photo. We'll talk about that. But the best photos I have ever had. You have great eyes. Absolutely. So, thank you for joining us. Maggie, right under Sam on the screen. Maggie, who are you?
Who am I? Well, first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am to be on this platform. Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. It's truly a special day for all of us, for women that have kind of tried to be the trailblazers in all of this. My name is Maggie Antoine. I am a managing broker of Realty Chicago North Side. I've been in real estate for going on my 20th year in a couple months. So I train. I'm a mentor here at Realty Chicago. Again, I'm one of the managing brokers here. I've also collaborated in a book called Latina Empowerment Through Leadership, which went bestseller. So, in the first part of my career, it was all about building myself and building my career. But I think now is a time where kind of there's been a shift in me. I'm going on 20 years. It's a long time. So I like Renata, and have really, have really made it a point for myself and to have that purpose of being able to help and inspire other women in a similar industry to be better. And to be greater and to be whatever it is that they want to be. So I'm just I'm here. I love doing what I do, and definitely one of my passions is just being here and helping the next generation of women in this industry, go as far as they want to go.
Actually muted because of the traffic, so now I'm unmuted. Thank you, Maggie, for sharing that with us. I'm actually witnessing you from day one, like seeing you every day. I have grown so much in my career because of what I have seen on you, in you, daily, in weekends, holidays, your heart that you put for clients. So I have learned a lot from you, and I really appreciate you being here. Now we have our lady on the bottom left, which is Carly. Carly, who are you, and how do we meet?
I was gonna say that's a good one too, because
yeah,
Thailand, which is very far away. We have mutual friends in Chicago that my husband went to college with, and I know is now friends with, and we met at a beautiful villa in Thailand and had the best time. Yeah, I think about it a lot.
I know, me too. We need to do it. Okay, who are you, Carly?
Good question. I'm like losing it today a little bit, but I own two retail stores called Good Neighbor. We are based out of Detroit. We opened about 2.5 years ago in Detroit, and then this past December in Indianapolis. So that's very new. I know, Sam, you mentioned you thought you might be the youngest, but I've been doing this 2.5 years, and I still feel like I have no idea what's going on. But it's amazing. It's good. So yeah, I own two stores. We're about 99% female workforce too. And I was trying to keep it that way, but I did just hire our first male in Indianapolis, but he's very sweet and was really appreciative, so that was nice. But yeah, we do quality items, small batch designers, independent designers, independent brands, US made products. So just, quality items, trying to work with local designers, people doing things right. And it's working. So that's really exciting.
Your brand is beautiful. We will put it in the comments, in the description. People need to see your website. You actually, what I like about your store a lot, or your brand, it's not just clothes, or it's not just accessories, which they're beautiful too, but as you said, it's like stories behind these designers too. And like I saw that your initiative now with like plants, like having a and shop for some plants, and then also having those items for clothing, obviously, and then opening it in store during a world pandemic. It's like location also said the flat. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
And now, last but not least at all, we have Aurélie. Did I say it right?
Yes, very good.
Awesome. Aurélie, let us know who you are.
So my name is Aurélie, aka Frenchie. I go by Frenchie, so I am French. But it's easier for people to remind me by Frenchie. So that's my nickname. So I'm Frenchie, aka the Dot Connector. I'm a business strategist. I have other businesses as well. I'm in fitness, health, nutrition, and also a skincare line that has just started. And so I help entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs connecting the dot of their business to start. I help them, with a various area of, their business, which is either launching and just starting to scaling and, growing their businesses. So it's really, really a very big, area of businesses, but I just love everything about growing and structuring and strategizing, businesses and ideas. So I am from France. I moved about 10 years ago. And I was in the fashion industry for 18 years in Paris. So it shifted. I worked for about 8 years in the school district, in a high school, and then I started to see that I was helping people building their businesses, and at some point I outgrew my position, and it was time for me to take on and make a shift into my life. So this is where I entered the health, fitness, and also the business industry.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that's a
Thank you.
planner
Yes.
for sure. But I've seen already your work.
Thank you.
We have ordered some stuff from you, and you have been very helpful. And communication skills are on point. You have a great following, and you just have a great energy overall. So
Thank you.
I really appreciated you being here too. And hi to everyone in your EJ. I don't EG. Sorry, I said EJ. EG, if they are watching us. Thank you for opening that platform too.
Thank you.
Now we have some questions that I just wanted to ask you to get to know you a little bit more. We will start with the middle. We will start with Brooke. Brooke, how did you start the photography industry by yourself, especially now that you're relocating? How did you start a business once again from scratch a few months ago and having these following that we already have being already booked up to June? How did you do that with your career and as a female?
Actually, yeah, that's been very interesting because it was much more, everything grew a lot faster than I anticipated. But I definitely think that with the pandemic and all of us being at home and online, we all began to be on social media more often. So actually Facebook and Instagram has been a huge tool as far as meeting new people, getting to find other people that would be able to utilize literature in the area. So yeah, in June 2020, and actually to be
Brooke, I'm not sure if we lost you. I think we probably did, didn't we?
He was frozen for a little bit. So.
Her image and her audio was good. That's why I didn't stop her. But I think she will be able to go back, and I will just add her right after. Oh, there she is.
I'm so sorry. Looks like I lost connection for a second there.
Okay. So you said that you relocated June 2020.
Yes. And actually utilizing social media and building relationships online. Just still, I know can't go out in person and network the exact same way that we were once able to. So definitely utilizing Instagram and Facebook was a huge definitely made it so that I could start taking clients and building relationships even from home in quarantine. So yeah, I definitely stay social media.
Social media was the most helpful tool for you.
Absolutely. 100%.
We see that little face of yours, so cute and tiny. You think that she started her business. But then seeing your actual product, please everyone go to her website, see her product. I kid you not, best photos ever. Like hands down. So I hope you continue to grow as a female entrepreneur in Albuquerque, back in Chicago at some point, and in your whole career. Awesome. I wanted to ask if you guys raise your hand, because I don't want to point it out to anybody. What was your relationship with your mother? And if that, some people say, and that's why I said, everyone raise their hand if they want to respond to this. Because the fact that it's your mother, is your family, we all have different backgrounds, and sometimes you don't need to have that relationship with your mother, or you didn't have a chance, unfortunately, for different circumstances in life. So I just want to know if any of you would like to share the relationship with your mother and how her influence helped you be where you are at today. Anybody want to raise their hands? Okay, Sam?
Let us know about your mommy.
Hey, am I unmuted?
You are certainly in
Okay. It's funny. The only person that I texted today asking if they were gonna watch was my mom. Unfortunately, she's working, but you'll have to send me the recorded video so that she could see it. But I think my mom was like one of my biggest influences in my life. She was a single mother, and she raised both myself and my older brother and sister. But it never felt like she was a single mother. I think a lot of people will say like, oh yeah, my mom. She put in long hours. I never got to see her, but that was never the case. She put in the effort to really make us feel like she cared for us and she wanted the best for us. And honestly, one of my favorite things about my mom is how independent she is. I mean, she makes me want to know how to use power tools and how to fix things when they're broken, because that's what she did. My brother was there, but there was no man in the house to take care of things. And I've grown up to want to be that kind of a person. And I hope I'm doing that. But yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of people think that a divorced mom isn't always the best role model, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And I thank her for the decisions that she's made every day, and even today, she's the first person willing to cancel every single one of her plans to help you with something as little as cleaning your apartment if I really wanted to. I haven't asked her to do that for me, but I'm sure if I did ask, she would be right there, willing to.
Well, I hope your mom does see this recording, and she'll be very proud of you. Not just in the workplace, you're an amazing daughter, an amazing person, and very interesting. I just never liked that little rant that you have going on, but that's for another day. Awesome. Does anybody else want to share their relationship with the mom? Okay, Nala.
Share. I mean, I come from Middle Eastern family, Arab, Muslim, so it's a very old school upbringing. I also have older parents. I'm the last sibling. I have 6 siblings. I'm the youngest one, and so my mom was already 43 or 44 when she had me. But growing up in an Arab household is very different. When I came here, I realized how different it is from how families are in the United States.
Sorry, my phone goes ring. I'm the one telling you to mute it. Good moment.
I would say it's a very what inspired me the most about her is how selfless she was. So she was only 16 years old when she got married, and she had to move to a different country for my dad. And at the time, she didn't know anything. As a 16-year-old, and I think she had my oldest brother a year later. So she was only 17 when she had her first child. And back in the 70s, she didn't really have her family with her. She didn't have the tools that she needed to navigate how to raise a child, how to take care of my dad. She had to give up her dreams of going to college in order to get married, because this is how things were back in the day. And so she really gave her all to my dad. She gave her all to us. She wanted us to have the opportunities that she didn't have. And so with her, even though she was strict, and relationships between daughters and mothers are a little bit more complicated in a traditional Arab household. We're not as open. I don't share everything with my mom. It's not like a more of a friendship. It's more like, I need to make sure that you're okay. So you need to get a good education. You need to make sure that your grades are good. Just making sure that I have all the tools that she didn't have, so that I would have an easy life, so that I'd have a good life. Whether I agree with her on some of the parenting things, that's a totally different story, but I think all mothers do the best they can, given their background, given their experiences. So we do have a very awesome relationship now. I talk to her all the time. She always calls me on WhatsApp and she checks on me. She wants to make sure that I'm good. Number one thing is making sure that I'm good. So she inspired me because she taught me how to be selfless, and that's something that I think I will carry with me in my future relationships, in my family, at work, with my clients, with everything. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing
Thank
that.
you for sharing that. I kind of wanted to hear from
side
you
of it.
that side of
So
it.
thank you.
So thank you.
Awesome.
So anybody
share
else
that?
want to share that?
Because
Because I know it's, sometimes.
Oh, we passed to the next
Oh, we
question.
passed to the next
Yeah?
one. Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to know what feminism
is for you,
Renata.
Wow, feminism. Obviously, historically speaking, it's for equality. But I really do think equality of sexes. But I really think for women, we have. I've studied. I went to the university that went far behind on history, and I really was a grown woman when I understood what really was going on for women in the past. But understanding that we were taking away all the rights, we couldn't vote, we couldn't go to school, we couldn't do so many things, and having those rights now as a woman, we are powerful and powerful. I'm not saying men are not, and I'm not trying to make them any less than we are, but we are gifted with intuition that's a little sharper for whatever reason, maybe because of having children, and we just need to intuitively protect them, maybe more than men do. But in any ways, I really think that it was a movement that 100% have served us in many ways, that we could find our own identities, we could find who we really are, feel equal, and contribute to the world, contribute to our rights, contribite to who we are as women, and find the confidence, the self-love that is really most important. Because if we put it aside, like it used to be, so sorry for all these women in those days. It's unfortunate that they had to feel they're not good enough because they were born a woman. So what do I think about that? I truly think that even though we're strong mentally, we are a weaker, still generation from generation. It says that it stays in our subconscious mind that even in the workforce, I was 20 years old when I started. I had to toughen up to become like almost a man in order to make it. I mean, being in mortgage business, I was very few at that. I mean, 20 some years ago, very few men in that industry, very few women in this industry, and it felt like I needed to act like them more than be myself. It's because subconsciously we felt like we're not good enough, because we're women. So just to kind of summarize it, I think it was a wonderful movement, and that we do deserve to have opportunities in this world, in this lifetime, in every single way that everybody else does, whether you're man or woman, or black or white, or short or tall, right? We all deserve that. So I'm very grateful for that movement.
Oh, awesome. One more question. I knew you were a feminist already, Renata, but hard. Just the way you talk, how assertive you are, and everything. I love it. I do have a question,
Maggie.
What
does it
qualified, or how do you define or describe a female
leader?
I know you cut you off.
Like when you ask me to do this, I'm like, we always ask yourself, like, why me, right? Like, why am I being asked to do this? And it's funny because it goes back to who you are as a person in your soul. And you talk about mothers, like my mother was very, very quiet. She still is. She's a woman of very, very few words. But when she worked back in the 80s in a corporation, she grew very, very quickly in that corporation to be the top manager of employing 300 employees. And I used to see, not by what she said, but by what she did and how people followed her. And, I come from a immigrant family. My dad, I'm first generation here. I don't know if he wants the whole world to know, but he was deported several times. He was truly the immigrant that came here, but he still came here with those values of that macho value, right? Like the man is the man of the house, and the woman is the one that takes care of the family and goes out there and gets an education. So even though he wanted us to be here, when I got into real estate, he was more of like, why don't you just go and get a job or maybe get married and, have a family and take care of that. And why do you want to be more, right? But it was because of the role model, that the role that my mother taught me very early on, that you didn't have to speak loud, right, in order to be loud. You didn't have to say anything in order to prove who you were. So at a very early age, I always knew that women were very strong, right? Never did I ever think that I couldn't do anything that a man could not do. I've been here 20 years in the business, and like Renata, we've seen it from the beginning. There was no women in this business. There was nobody that was going to even think about treating you equal, let alone a little Mexican girl, right, 5 feet tall, walking into a room full of investors and saying like, hey, here I am, right? We needed to do it in a way where we prove with our actions. And I think that that's something that my mom taught me really early on, is that people respected her. They respected her because as a leader, you don't have to say much. You just have to show people, right, that what they want is possible. So, going back to your question, it's a role that I always felt that we should have always been equal. There was never a doubt in my mind seeing my mom. I mean, she got me my first job at her factory at 14 or 15 years old. I don't know how she did that on a work permit or something. But she always instilled the fact in me that it was up to me and that I can do what I want. She used to sell clothes. She was an entrepreneur. It was more of like the saving kind of world kind of person, like my dad, and wanted to make this world a better place. But I always knew that there shouldn't have ever been a conversation about men versus women. Now the conversation is very, very different. And it's so wonderful to see what has happened and transgressed in the last 20 years, because I was there, right? We just always have been leaders. We've always been confident, no matter where we come from. If we're here on this platform, it's because something else, our roots, our grounds, my dad, even though he wasn't like, go out and be an entrepreneur, go out and try and do everything, go out and try and be, the provider, or go out and make, he didn't want me to do that, but he didn't understand what power that he was really giving me, by being here. So it's always been different, and I've always felt that. It's just very beautiful to see how 20 years later things have happened, and it's a different conversation, and it just makes me really happy to see all these women, leaders, entrepreneurs, starting businesses, being in the political arena, new women vice presidents. I mean, I don't think that I can ever have anything. If I died tomorrow, I think I would be the happiest person in the world, because we have come so far, It's just the perception. It's the perception of what people feel, but it's always about action and about showing up to those roles and putting yourself in that leadership role.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Maggie, for sharing that. I know you're a great leader in your industry as well. And thank you for sharing your knowledge every day with a lot of other females in our office and outside the office that you get to meet and mentor. So thank you so much. As you said, we have done a lot, but I still feel, even though I didn't leave in those years, maybe because I'm from Spain and I think it's a little bit behind. This is still a lot more to do. That's what we're here
So
to.
that's what we're here to. Awesome.
Okay, so we have one more question that I would want. I know Arlie.
I know Arlie,
You
Aurélie,
said that
you said that you have been in the industry,
fashion industry in France, and
France, and
also
also have already
have
have
experience
experience with different
So I wanted
businesses.
to ask you this question, and it is: what advice do you have for a younger girl that, for whatever reason, is watching us today? Somebody is posting it, or they just happen to scroll down and see some Facebook Live and joining. So, what advice would you have for a 15, 16, 20-year-old girl that watches us?
Thank you so much for asking that question. So, like you stated, I do a lot now, but I started later in, I'm just in my third year into entrepreneurship. So, and I'm about to be 45 this year. So, I just want to say that any young girl or any woman, this is what I want to say, not just young girl, I want to say any woman, it doesn't matter, just think about, take more risk. This is what I want to say. Don't be afraid to take more calculated risk. I waited so long because I was not, my self-awareness did not show up until some event in my life that made me change and say enough and take my power back, because this is what we are. Women are very powerful. And this is what I think but that society is keeping us a little bit behind. It's because when we are self-aware of our power and what we are capable of, women are so powerful. We are able to do so much. We can multitask. I'm a single mom, and this is a lot of work, right? And I have multiple businesses at the same time. But there is nothing that, if we put our mind into it, there is nothing that can stop us, right? So, and it doesn't matter if I started late in the game. It's still so much for me to grow. It's still so much room for us to grow. So I would say that for any woman, any young, women, or any women, is take more calculated risk. We are more, our skill set is grand. It's just we have to trust in ourselves more. And this piece is so hard because, the self-esteem and that confidence is very hard to acquire. So I would say take care of yourself. Make sure that you are in tune with yourself. Listen to yourself. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. This is what made me grow, is to see and being able to help others help me grow at the same time. And this is what I'm the most proud about. This is why I started so many businesses, because there is so much that we can do. So I want to do so much more. So this is what I would say. Don't limit yourself.
You didn't hear that? Well, that was.
I broke the internet.
Not just that. What you said was powerful. I
Thank
love
you.
it. And let me correct. You're right. Any woman at any age,
Yes.
so not young, any woman should do what they feel it's. Yes, that take a calculated risk. I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. You're a great influencer too. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Love that. Awesome. Carly,
Yeah.
you love the most about being a woman and a business owner.
Woman business
First
owner.
woman, and then
First woman, and then
business owner.
That's so fresh on my mind because I just had friends in town, and we've all been really good friends for a long time now. Wow, probably like 15 years. And it's always amazing. And I feel really lucky to have that type of relationship with these women and these women that I've been growing up with. And I think those types of relationships are hard to find. So I think that's probably one of my most favorite things about being a woman and be able to talk to them. Like we'll text and we're on a group text, but when you're together in person, I just feel like you can get so much more like accomplished and help each other. So thankfully I have a tight knit group like that. And we all were texting this morning about International Women's Day. We're reposting each other's stuff today, so I think that's the best part. In just being in business in general, I think people don't expect it. They don't expect you to own a business, especially at the stage. Even though I'm not, in my 20s anymore. I think it does take people off guard. Not in a bad way. No one's really been rude or anything about it, but it's just very surprising, I think, when I'm standing in one of my stores and we're getting asked about many things, just the area or about the brand, and I have to say, well, yeah, I own the store, and I do get a lot of shocked faces, so I don't know exactly if that's because I'm a female or everyone thinks I'm younger because we have to wear masks, who knows, but it happens a lot. I don't know about you guys, and just when you say you own something, if it's kind of that look of, like you do. So nothing's ever been hurtful or anything. It's just it's a funny reaction most of the time.
It's because people, I'm sorry, I'm jumping in. I think it's most of the time it's because people think that they still have that stereotype what women are supposed to be doing, not that there is anything wrong. There is a lot more, female entrepreneur, but there is still so much more stereotype. Same thing when I go to networking event, when it was still open outside. But when I used to go to networking event, it was all the time. I used to count how many women was in the room, and that was not that many. And so most of the time they just have that stereotype that if you are in business, you are aggressive, you are more like, the type that, you bark, or you a go-getter, so you kind of, tough. I can be. But what I'm saying is it's not just about that. And I think it's really the stereotype. It's like, oh, you really do that? Or like when I went into real estate, this is how I started knowing by Javier, is all those things. And they're just surprised because of all the things that we can do. And all the time for me, it's more, I'm proud. You know what I mean? I want to change those faces to more, they need to get used to it because there's going to be more and more.
Love that. You're hired. So cute. I'm gonna take a question and then you can raise your hand if you want to answer it. Do you have an example? And I guess this could be for the ones that are more seasonal. It doesn't really matter. This is just because Carly mentioned. I'm like, have you faced, or any of you have faced a situation where you felt uncomfortable with the question that was asked to you, or in a job interview, somebody asked you, are you pregnant? Are you looking to get pregnant? In any uncomfortable situation, or even a scary situation, because that's reality of things. I carry my pepper spray and my taser when we go to the houses and when we show properties to people that we don't know. And sometimes you feel that. So have you anybody have any story to share? Come on.
No particular story to share, but I really do, and I talk about the conversation changing all the time, because lately I've been really watching what it is that people say to women in power, right? So when you meet a successful man, you don't tell a man, hey, you're really good looking, you're really, but when it comes to a woman, no matter clientele, I deal with a lot of older clientele. I've been in the business, so I have my referral based, right? So I get referred older people, right, that are more like, well, how did you get, to where you are? Or you're really, you're pretty, right? Like, you're really smart. And sometimes I even find myself talking about other women and saying, oh my God, you're so pretty, right? And that bothers me so much because it's like, you wouldn't say that to a man. So I just think that conversation of like, oh, I'm going to work with you because you're kind of cute, right? And I'm going to give you an opportunity. But it's like, work with me based on my knowledge and don't make it so obvious. So I try to do the same when I'm talking to a woman and I'm trying to empower her to replace that word, to replace like you're pretty or you're with you're strong, with you're very educated, with you're powerful, right? So it's always going to be, I mean, we had a client, and it's kind of funny, we had a client that comes in, she's like, oh, todas son muy guapas, you know, and it's like, what do you think we're doing here, right? And it's just, it's such a common thing. I think we have a very long way to go to the way that people catcall or people look at women and they instantly think like, oh, you're pretty, let me go and do this, as opposed to treating everybody just the way that you would a man in business and sitting down at the table and it being a different discussion. I sit around the table with men all the time and it is a very different discussion. You know, I have to be tough. I have to be tough when I come to that table. And it's not fair that I have to do that, because the moment that you show some kind of vulnerability or you show the fact that you care about your clients or you care about your agent or that you want it to this, that it's always just about business, right? So you're bringing a different conversation in terms of like the way that we are wired a little bit differently, and that's okay, because I think that that is what's gotten us so far in all these situations, that people are tired of just the black and white. They are tired of being led by, and nothing against men. Men are, I have an amazing husband that allows me to do and be where I am today. If it wasn't because of him, I would not be here, right? But it's just changing the conversation about like, you're not pretty, you're smart. You're not pretty, you're dedicated, or you're talented, or you have experience. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough being a woman where you don't know if they're calling you because they want to meet you at open house, or they want to come in and then you ask them for their number and they're like, oh, I'll just call you back later on, or something like that. So I don't think it's something that works.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you actually have a story like that. Someone called and he said, I want to sell my house, but you need to tell me your second rough.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to say the same guy.
But she did, and we thought it was the funniest thing because I thought it was a prank call. I thought it was somebody that, and I really don't have but he asked me, he's like, you know, I'm looking for an agent that is, I have $1 million listing and I'm looking for somebody, are you willing to show your breasts? I just remember that story, I know, because you reminded me. Or what size cup do you wear? Are you willing to wear revealing? And I just laughed the entire time because I could not believe that this was a real conversation with a human being on the other line, and we laughed about it all day. I don't take it to heart, but yes, he wanted somebody that was going to go out there and show cleavage and what is my breast size. I think it's funny that you bring that up because I think I blocked it out. But yeah, I mean that's not what happened. But yes, you were here that day.
I heard the conversation, and you're just being kind of polite and like, well, I can give you hey, like I can tell you how much I can sell your house for.
$1 million or no $1 million, there's no way that I can work with a person that.
Do you have a question or something to share? I saw your hand like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, you know, it's always a challenge, and I think specifically for, I know it's a challenge for all women, but even more so for, you know, women of color, is I feel like we're really sexualized and we're not taken seriously, and I can vouch for this in the, you know, the attorney space in the legal profession. First of all, we're not taken as seriously as others, and also we're really sexualized. My encounters with clients, you know, most of my clients are very respectful, but a lot of them also, the way they initiate the conversation with me and ask for help is they always have to come. They always have to say, "Oh my gosh, you are so gorgeous, and I'm married and everything, and I'm not trying to hit on you, but I just have to compliment and say X, Y, and Z about the way you look. But okay, let's start talking about my case." And that is, that puts me in an uncomfortable situation, and also, there's also another challenge of what does it mean being professional? I feel like men can get away with doing so many things, and that's considered completely fine. But when women try to, dress a certain way or post certain pictures, that's considered unprofessional, and you get all kinds of attacks and comments like, how do you post a bikini photo? How do you post, you in a tight dress, and you're just not taken seriously just because of that. And so I do think that those are, additional challenges and situations that we have to deal with, and especially, women of color, unfortunately.
I agree. And also because you are from another country, like I am. So there is also the fact that, you have that exotic. So I'm mixed. So that's the same thing. So I'm from another country, I'm mixed, there is certain, so it goes to that at first, and then they will, ask for, your credential into your work. But the first thing is, this, and it's like, I am more than the face, I am more than that accent, I am more than this.
Oh my gosh, your accent is so beautiful.
Exactly, which is not a bad thing. I rather this than sometimes people think that also because of my accent, they think that I don't have the credential that goes with. Or, sometimes I have, this is not my first language. So, I'm going to butcher some stuff. Funny way sometimes. So you're going to be entertained. But still, it's that piece also. It's like, I'm a female. I'm from another country. I have to battle to show that I'm worth, and I'm more than capable to do a great job. And it's something sometimes, and also funding. I want to talk about this too, is that women in business funding is hard. That's something that I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot more female investors that can help, business entrepreneurs to build up. So kudos to you, Nala, because I was seeing your Instagram, and so that's how I met you, and I saw you. I'm like, this is amazing. She's an immigrant, lawyer, and she's doing her thing, and very empowering. So I saw all you guys to IGs, but I was really drawn by how a woman who have the power and is not afraid to stand on that power and that knowledge that they have. And I think that this is great. So same thing for you, Anoa, because you from Spain, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the same thing. It's just great. So sorry, I'm talking a lot.
Thank you so much.
This is exactly what I envisioned. I wanted you to, the questions were just to open conversation, but obviously I want you to feel comfortable, share whatever you feel that you want to share. This is a day for all of us, and all of those that are watching us with their kids right now, like here, like, walking around, working, finishing out, like doing something. This is just a little, madre mía, raise the air. But I don't know. I just wanted to see. To put that out there, do a little talking of our little efforts, and little by little we'll continue to build us. And I wanted to highlight your businesses too. All of you are wonderful at what you do. That's why you've been selected. And thank you for saying yes in such a short amount of time as well. I don't want to take all your evening either, but if any of you wants to share something that maybe wasn't a question that was addressed to you, and you want to share something, now is the time.
I would love to. Hello? I would love to add a couple of things. I know that this last weekend we met as women, and we also discussed two women we met together. And one of the things that comes up often is what would you suggest, what would you have done different if you started your life again. If you started, not that mine is ending, but if you were 15 again, if you were 18 again, if you started your business again. And I realized that all of my struggles, be it personal or business, would have not happened if we just believed in ourselves more. If we just loved ourselves and accepted ourselves more. If we just believed that we have already arrived just by being born, that we are beautiful inside and out, because God would not choose us to be alive, and everything else that we do is an addition, that we don't need to prove ourselves to anybody. I know half the time my career was to prove me that I'm worthy of love, right? We all have all kinds of stories, but we don't need to do any of that. If more love and self-acceptance will come out of us and we would believe more in ourselves, there is so much less struggle, and things come to us much easier. If sometimes we have unmet expectations, failures, they're not failures. It's the roadblocks towards success. But if we believe in ourselves, if we love ourselves, those little roadblocks are easier to overcome. If we don't, if we have labels on our forehead from childhood that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve, that we don't belong, then every little roadblock, every little failure, so-called failure, which we call opportunities, they're overwhelming for us. So they always say invest in yourself, invest in education, go to school, get coaching, get in front of people that know better than you. But I would start with doing absolutely everything you can to start your day with doing things for you, to feel important, to know that you are important, that you are a masterpiece, and that you matter. Just wanted to share that.
I love that. That was awesome.
This lady is just like, she's here listening, but the moment she talks, Thank you. Anybody else? Brooke.
Yeah, I guess just, I know earlier you had asked what was it that got me so much business when I first arrived here, because I moved here during the pandemic, didn't know anybody, didn't have friends or anything, and actually just the more I've listened even to other people, I think something that big that had to do with it, yes, social media, but like genuinely loving yourself and being proud of who you are and showing the world that. Because if just being on social media isn't enough, or just going to networking events isn't enough, and you can have your script of things you want to say, whatever, but I feel like the biggest thing that had a big impact was when I did find my confidence and love who I was genuinely, because probably a lot of us have heard, being women, growing up I was told a lot that I was too sensitive. And that was something like I really struggled with for a lot of my life, and it wasn't until I learned that that's a strength, and that I can use that as a tool to connect with people, not just personally but in the business world as well. So I guess where I'm going with this is just that I feel like our self-acceptance, being authentic and being our genuine selves is really important in the marketing too. And we definitely are really powerful. We are emotional, yes, but it's a gift. It's not a curse, and I just wish I had learned that sooner.
That is, thank you for sharing that. Now I want Carly and Sam to share a little bit more of something. Carly, say something.
So funny.
Okay, I have a question now.
Yeah.
Question. Why do you say yes to this?
Oh, this is a good question. Because it is. And kind of going back to what Brooke was saying, I have a hard time like putting myself out there and like being the face. And it's even kind of hard to even say that, but I do. My employees are really great at like doing photos of themselves, even just like for marketing and social purposes, and I kind of stand behind that. That's kind of how I've always been. So this and doing more things like this gets me better at getting out there. And it was you, so I was very excited to see you and talk to you. But I think little by little it'll help, and like Brooke, I'm kind of learning that too. Like You can do all the right marketing things, you can do everything right. But yeah, if you're not comfortable with who you are and what you're doing and talking about it, it's not going to work. So I'm still learning to be comfortable talking about it. Even just like one-on-one people, but in group settings for sure. So thanks.
You are absolutely wonderful. You had a great idea with your brand, which is genuine, is real, is it's amazing. You support all minorities, you support local businesses, you're supporting the economy, rebuilding downtown Detroit with all these activities and all these initiatives that you guys have. So the reason why I thought of you, one, you're a business owner, and two, exactly because of what you guys said, that you are working on that. I want to see more of you in your stories and everything, not just the photos of other people. I want to see you. And I hope
we'll let you down, I know.
Awesome. Sam, tell us a little bit more something.
Oh man. Okay, I mean, I guess to go back to one of your questions, what's my favorite thing about being a woman? Is that I don't have to be this, like, I don't feel like I am very feminine, and I really like that about me, and I like that I have that opportunity to be not super feminine, because the definition of a woman is changing. It's changing so much. I mean, you can be super girly, your favorite color is pink, you like putting flowers in your hair, or you can, you can be a trans woman, you can be a non-gender conforming person, and you're still a woman. And I really, like, to me that just makes me really happy, because I think for so long I was always made fun of because I didn't want to, like, leave my hair down, or I never wanted to wear a dress. But that's not the case anymore, and now I'm becoming way more confident in myself, and much like Harley, like I struggle with that every day. I mean, just starting this business, my own self-confidence was literally the only thing stopping me from doing this. And I mean, if it wasn't for, my family, my partner, the people who I have done freelance work for in the past, if it wasn't for them just constantly encouraging me and telling me, like, what you do is really good, you can be charging people more for this, you can be doing much more consistent work for myself, for this business. I mean, I'm literally waking up every day surprised that I have a ton of emails that I need to answer, that, I have a new person who I don't even know is contacting me and asking if I can do work for them. And I mean, that's truly not something that I ever thought would happen for me. I think if you'd have asked me a year ago if I wanted to be a business owner, I would have hands down told you no, like, absolutely not, never want to do it, not a thing for me. Because I also just don't feel like I have the personality to be a business owner. I am a very shy, quiet person. I mean, I think you calling me out is evident of that. but I mean, I'm working on it, and I think I'm getting better at it. And so yeah, I mean, your question was great. Like, why did we say yes to this? And it's because I kind of wanted to challenge myself too. Like, I wanted to force myself to be put in the spotlight, even like for just a minute. Just kind of help myself.
Oh, I'm beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay. Just want to wrap this up by saying again, thank you to all of you. You have absolutely made my day. Oh my God. Okay. Knew that.
For real, thank you so much. I feel that there is a lot more to do, and we are, all of us in our industries, in our families, with our friends, with a group of friends currently, with everybody that you get to meet, with your new opening, Nala, with everyone, Renata and Maggie keep mentoring us and opening opportunities. Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing, and I want to thank Ainoa so much.
Oh, Maggie, cut it. I think you're in the back.
Talk about, look at her. Stop. Sit on the other side. You know, we talk about being confident, and we talk about like going after it, but what about the people that are not so confident? You know, I'm 46 years old. We all go through a lot of things, and the people that are closest to me know that I too deal with a lot of things, and I'm not here because I'm strong, and I'm not here because I'm powerful. I'm here because I am vulnerable, and because I've learned how to open up and not always take everything on my shoulders. I have learned, if I can give anyone any advice, whether you're a new entrepreneur or whether you're not if you've been in the business for a long time, and the thing that has kept me going, I still cannot believe that I'm sitting here in this position that I am. I'm very grateful for it, but it has not been because of the women that I have surrounded myself with. And I know what is definitely 100% one of those people that have pushed me, right? To not settle, to not say 47, 30, 47, right? This is the, she has pushed me. She has inspired me. She's inspired a whole new generation of women. I admire her. And the only thing that I would tell you that why I'm still here is because I surround myself every single day with people like Ainoa. Every single day with people in my company that not only believe in themselves, but sometimes believe in me more than I believe in myself, right? So surround yourself with powerful women that are going to help you and help us together to come up as one. Because we don't have anybody. We're either going to be rooting for ourselves, or we're going to surround ourselves with women like yourselves and people that are watching that are going to hear this to be like, you are powerful. You can do whatever it is that you want. There's other women out there that are there to support you. Surround yourself with that support. And for this, Ainoa, you know how much I love you. And I just want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Okay, thank you all very, very much for this.
Thank you. Let's do one thing before cutting. Let's do one thing. The theme for International Women's Day, it is, and it was in the link, and I will put the link there so people can see it. The theme for this year, 2021, for the International Movement website, that is being shared with everybody, it is like this. We put our hands up and it says, I choose to challenge. That's the hashtag of the year for Women International Day. So okay, all of you to put your hand like this. And we're going to say all at once. When I say 1, 2, 3, we're going to say, I choose to challenge.
Okay, put your hands up, ladies.
All right. So 1, 2, 3.
I choose to challenge.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Ainoa. Thank you, ladies. Happy Women's Day. Rest of the good.
Thank you.